Hello, my name is Edward Brown of the Courage Image and Charisma Institute, and today I want to talk about how to develop your leadership presence like charismatic leaders. In the next couple of years, you're going to hear more about leadership presence because at this point in our history, we're trying to find ways to be outstanding, distinctive, and shine within our professional industry. And so leadership presence is that way of shining inside your industry to influence and persuade that industry as a whole. And so I want to give you a few tips today of how to make that happen in your industry, in your profession. First, understand that charismatic leaders feel special. They're distinctive because they feel distinctive. They have a calling, a passion, a talent they embrace, and as a result of, they start acting special. Now, you take anybody like the late Michael Jackson or Prince or any celebrity, even the late Steve Jobs, who wore a black mock neck and blue jeans all the time, whatever that distinctive thing about them that made them special as relates to how they saw themselves and the consistency behind that specialness, they manifested in their behavior and or their dress. I remember I was in the airport in Cincinnati, Ohio somewhere, some years ago, and I saw this gentleman who kept walking back and forth looking for his flight information. And he had a blue bandana on, he had black leather jacket and blue jeans and sneakers. But he looked like he was a band member. So he kept walking back and forth, and finally he walked in front of me, and I asked, "Excuse me, sir, are you in a band?" Because I thought he was Sugarfoot of Ohio Players. And it turned out to be that he said, "No, I'm not Sugarfoot, I'm Bootsy." And Bootsy Collins, for those who don't know, Bootsy Collins was like one of the funk masters of the 1970s who I grew up on his music. So I grabbed him because he was my idol. And I was so enamored by seeing Bootsy face to face that I lost my mind for a minute. I was kind of famished. But he dressed differently, and you had to look at him because he was a star, or felt a star, felt to be a star. And so when you feel specialness about yourself, you start acting and dressing and reflecting that specialness. So presence is all about what's going on inside you as it relates to how you see yourself and your self-image. So first and foremost, distinctively decide what you're going to manifest as it relates to your specialness. Secondly, master your craft. Charismatic leaders master their craft because they know they're special, but they know if they're going to be world-class, they have to keep honing their skills, whether it's a talent in athleticism, entertainment, music, or whatever vocation, law, science, what have you. You have to master your craft each and every day. You have to put some time in through reading, through honing of that craft, whether it's speaking or music, or even logically with science or the law. You have to constantly be learning more things that the average person is disinclined to take the time to learn, and therefore separate yourself from the pack to be world class. And thirdly, you have to be an individual who's always looking to be better and open for change. You never want to be irrelevant. I remember saying that as I aged and got older, I never want to be that guy who had the sideburns, the mutton chops back in the 70s that looked like he was out of touch with what was going on today, because we don't wear mutton chops today. But Earl Graves of Black Enterprise can play it off. But for the most part, you see that, you think the guy is behind times. So be relevant, change your style, change your image, change your thoughts, shift your paradigm when you see that it's no longer viable or practical in today's market. These are a few tips that you can begin enhancing your presence and your leadership abilities as you move forward in your industry and profession. There's a website link below if you want more information on how to get free tips, to sign up for free tips and get a regular updates on what we're doing here to give this information to be cutting edge as it relates to the things that we come up with in our research.